Hey everyone! I don't really know how to say this, but I just wanted to make just a video to let you guys know that Jay and I have started on a new podcast adventure, and we are inviting you along for the ride. Why won't you come? Buckle up with us and get behind the wheel. We can't drive. Just kidding. You're gonna find out. We'll all find out eventually. Anyway, we're calling it Grindhaus Movie Club. Each week we're going to pick a horror movie, and then the next week we're going to make a podcast reviewing that horror movie and totally just spoiling the whole thing for you. So that means you got a whole week to watch it before we ruin the entire thing. So it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to play for you the first 15 minutes of the podcast. I just wanted you to have some kind of context for the thing that you're about to listen to, because that's the kind of nice guy that I am, where I do things and then I let you know that I'm doing them, and then I sit back and I watch like a rabbit feeding from a box with a stick and a string attached to it. Will I get that rabbit? Stay tuned and find out. Either way, we're eating some kind of stew for dinner. If you've ever listened to our podcast before, I think you have a general idea of what to expect. So you can check it out. If you enjoy what you're about to listen to, you can check it out. Sorry, I jumped the gun there, letting you know that darkroastcult.com is going to be the website to view it on. It's on SoundCloud currently, and you can get that link from darkroastcult.com, or probably just in the description below. I'm a nice guy. I give you links. Or soon we're going to have it on Apple and Google and Spotify. We just we got to put a couple episodes out before they actually let you put a podcast out. So sit back, enjoy, check out darkroastcult.com, get a sweet pin like the one on my hat here. I made it. And darkroastcult.com is the website to listen to the podcast on. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry you had to hear it. Enjoy.
Drinking Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid Club.
Poison. Right in there.
Well, it's like it's kind of like we got coffee though.
Yeah. Well, that is a form of poison.
So it's a different kind of club than, what was it? The Gate Star Keepers?
Heaven's Gate?
Heaven's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Heaven's Gate and their UFO.
Behind Jupiter. Or something.
It was like the Hey Bob comedy.
Yeah. The Hey Bob comet.
That's what it's called, right? Yeah.
That's what, it's Hail Bob.
Hey Bob! Look at that comet!
We're gonna go with Hey Bob because that's a way better name.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
You're greeting the comet as it speeds towards Earth.
That's what I thought it was, though. It was like, oh, hey, Bob. Comet.
Some astrological scientist, or whichever astronaut, yeah, because astrology that's the zodiac signs, isn't it? I get them mixed up all the time.
I don't know. It's hard.
It's
there's
astronomy and astrology, and astronomy I think is actual space studies.
Yeah, there's space, and then there's like the newspaper clippings next to the comic section that you. It's like in between the comics and.
And no matter which horoscope you read, it's fucking. You're gonna have a good day.
Your lucky numbers are 4, 5, and 6. If you find a penny, leave a penny.
Yeah, pick it up, leave one.
If it's heads down, don't touch it. That's bad luck.
Fucking remember pennies?
I do. I do remember pennies, and being in retail, a lot of the time, we still things still come out to pennies and change.
Really?
And I look at people and I go, I don't have any pennies. And they go...
Just tell them honestly, look, round up to 5 if you want this change.
Look, yeah, that's sure. Round up to 5 or just give them some dimes.
Mm-hmm.
People go, oh, thanks for the dimes.
Yeah. And my mom believes that dimes have a spiritual connection. Every time she finds one, she thinks it's the universe telling her she's in the right place.
Okay, so I've heard something like that, but it's like spirits drop coins.
Yeah. Like you're being watched over. She thinks it's her dead mom a lot of the time. I was like, that's sort of a morbid thing to say to me over breakfast.
Yeah. That's something I never really understood because, like, just because your parents died doesn't mean they get, like, Jesus powers, you know?
No.
They're, and it's not like they're looking out for you in heaven. It's like I think they're just up there, like, watching bad shit happen. Like, oh, no.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, I wish I could do something about that.
Hey, gee whiz, are you going to do something about that? And he's just like, I'm chilling.
Yeah, so this is a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Been a minute.
Yeah, it's been some. If you're new to us podcasting, then this is brand new to you, and you just have to just relax.
Let it wash over you like a calm wave of shit.
If you listen to one of our podcasts before, that's good. You've got a foot in the door. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're calling it Grindhaus Movie Club.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a horror movie aficionado,
yeah,
just turn it off. You're not gonna like this.
No,
I don't think.
We're not fucking Siskel and Ebert here.
We're not film buffs.
Yeah,
we're like film tarnishes.
For that, yeah. We're film copper damage.
So I guess the whole thing is we're gonna like pick a movie every week. And then it's your job, the listener, to go and watch it before we make a podcast about it and ruin it for you. Yeah. We're going to give you as long as it takes us to make the next podcast to sit down and watch whatever movie we pick.
Yeah. Before immediately 30 seconds into the podcast, the entire film is spoiled.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't really care to disclose, but I mean, hey. This whole thing's gonna be a spoiler alert.
It sure is.
And I'm gonna have to ask you to just not listen if that's gonna bother you.
Assume that, because saying spoiler alert 5 times in an hour is gonna suck.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right off the bat, just spoiler alert, the whole thing.
Yeah. Every second of this.
Yeah. I thought this might be a good idea because we did that podcast a long time ago, where you had recommended a movie to me, and I watched it, and it sucked crap.
I don't remember what movie that was, though.
It was The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh, fuck. Fuck you. That movie's great.
That movie...
That's such a good movie.
The movie, first of all, confusing.
Yeah.
Dumb. Stupid.
You don't like it because it doesn't follow the laws of the reality in which you live.
What? No, I don't like it because...
That's the whole point.
I don't like it because the whole time I'm like, well, what's happening? What? Well, why?
Colin Farrell's getting his shit fucked up by a student.
Yeah, but you don't know that. You're like, oh, what's happening? Oh, is he a psychic baby? What's going on?
A little bit he is, in a way. I think the best way to describe it is that he's like an eldritch god. He's like an old god with powers.
I see.
But you transgress against him, and that's a no-no.
But you don't see the powers. You just see... like it was like a ginger kid, and he's like, oh, me mommy wants to date you, Colin. Yeah, cha-cha-cha-chi. And he's like, oh, no. I am but a teacher, and you are the learner.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm going to make your kid sick, then.
Yeah.
I'm going to make your kid so sick.
But you don't see the magic happen, which is, then you're just like, well, what's happening?
It's supposed to be a tense, slow, immersive experience.
No, I want Marvel's The Avengers. I want to see magic shooting out of fingers.
This is what
and I want to see babies getting poisoned.
There's going to be a whole lot of horror movies throughout this that you're going to watch and you're going to have that opinion.
Well, see,
because most of the ones I recommend are going to be like that, as it turns out. I'll try to stay away from the art house for a while.
No, hey man, look, I think that's going to make this worth listening to. Because if we just sit here and we're like, yeah, it was a good movie, sure. Yeah, like we're gonna lose half our followers in the first 30 seconds.
There has to be some conflict.
There has to, yeah, and honestly, that movie was trash, and you know it. I think what we need is a rating system.
A rating system.
So we can keep track of the worst movies.
That's tough, because then you're truncating something into, and you're assigning a numerical value to something that's, different. It might not fit, but I understand. If we do that, then there has to be a hard, high limit. And so if you're talking about, 4 floppy dicks out of 10 or something. Nothing can ever be 10 then. There can't be a perfect movie.
Nothing can be a perfect movie, huh?
No.
You don't think there's going to be a perfect movie out there?
There isn't.
No?
Pick one.
Let's see. I don't know. Dark Skies? That was a good one.
Dark Skies is a perfect movie. You didn't like the fake breaking glass when she's bashing her head off of the rear window or the screen door when she's showing the house?
I mean, did you really want to...
It's going to be shit like that.
Did you want to see that lady get hurt?
How come aliens in movies are always very smooth?
That's a good question. My problem is how come aliens in movies are always like goopy glob monsters that have no like appendages or anything? Like, how are you building this spaceship? I don't. Have you picked up
With their
a
minds. That's how they travel through space in the first place.
I mean, in Independence Day, they had spaceships, and they were just tentacles with a knob on the end.
I mean, yeah, you're true.
But it's
you're
like,
right.
you don't even have thumbs. How did you turn a knob to get that thing tight? What's going on?
Well, there aren't any knobs. They do it with lasers, I think.
So what you're telling me is that things are different on other planets?
Oh, 100% they are. Look at it. Do we have a weird-ass tentacly monster that's not an octopus on Earth? They got different rules out there.
That's fair. All right. Well, look.
Their bone structure's not going to be the same because the atmosphere is going to be different. They intake oxygen differently.
Well, then, going back to your comment, that's why they're so smooth, man.
That's why they're smooth?
Everything is slick in space.
It's aerodynamic on purpose.
Slick, space... I need another S word. That's not sex. Don't you say that word to me.
Sewage.
Sewage. Yeah, there you go. just a bunch of slick space sewage zipping through space.
Well, Elon Musk, then, he's not going to fit up there. He should just give that dream up right now. Because while he might be sweaty, which is an S word, I don't think he's smooth enough.
Today's podcast has been brought to you by the letter S and the word slick.
Big Bird got his vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody was pretty upset about...
I don't know why.
About Big Bird giving medical advice.
You're upset about a fictional character getting vaccinated.
Change
your priorities around. There's groceries to buy.
I'm upset that people are listening to the guy who used to cheer on people eating testicles.
What?
Joe Rogan?
Oh.
That guy used to encourage people to eat testicles, and now he's encouraging them to not get vaccinated.
How does
that work?
I heard some shit about the whole Neil Young thing and the Spotify deal, but I didn't know what side of the fucking argument he was on until recently. And I guess it makes sense because, when you're drinking $30 green juices every day.
I like the description of that juice, it's green juice.
It's green juice.
It's just a green juice.
Yeah.
What's in it? Green.
Who knows? When you can afford a fucking hyperbaric chamber to sleep in, suspended in air like fucking Lance Armstrong, I can understand how the idea of the government putting chemicals into your body isn't going to be all that appealing. Because you're going to be of the opinion that, I could just fix it myself at home when I sleep in the water. And hallucinate dogs licking me or something.
Yeah, I don't know how he does that, because I would get major swimmer's ear.
100%. How do you not get that? I can't even go 3 feet under the water without, I can't hear now for 5 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my head never goes underwater. Even in the shower these days.
It sucks, because I like swimming. It's fun. Mm-hmm. But it can't have too much fun, because then I get a fucking inner ear infection for a week.
I could picture you like a dolphin, just I'm doing the hand motion from that music video.
Yeah, you got to make that noise too, otherwise it doesn't work.
Sorry, I'm picturing it further in depth. It's fantastic.
Do I have one of those shower caps on, those swimmer's caps?
No, actually, I was picturing just the hat you got on.
Am I fully shaven like a baby?
Let me picture that for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Your mistake is trying to picture a grown man fully shaven.
I know, and I can't.
Got it all over Brazilian.
All I can picture is just cave monsters, just cave dwelling, milky.
From The Descent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just those. A shaved person looks like that to me.
Eaten and fucking indiscriminately. That's the dream.
Yeah, just was a big. I only remember there's just a big pool of blood.
Yeah.
And that's the whole movie. It takes place in that pool of blood. And
it's surrounded by bones of animals. And the chick loses her mind and she hides in the blood like a warrior.
Yep.
And this is what to expect with this podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, just a lot of. I mean, we were talking about something, and
It goes to movies. Eventually, it's gonna get to movies.
that's why it's the movie club.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're calling it. That.
Join it.
Um,
We're not Crystalia. We're not calling it a cult.
no.
Get that right out. We already talked about how it's not Heaven's Gate.
No.
It's not the Jim Jones picnic.
It's not. It's not. No, it's not.
It's
not.
a club. You had to think about it for a second?
Yeah, I had to think, but like, yeah, club is a pretty. It's a nice word. It doesn't invoke ideas of people in cloaks leading you down a dark stairway made of stone.
Odd candlelit hallways and weird torch fires.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a little bit too KKK allegorical at this point.
I was thinking like Martyrs, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is it?
Mm. Well, not this one, but most.
I just remember at the end she gets flayed like a fish, and then.
Yeah.
And it's just guts.
There are, in the Descent, you mean?
No, in Martyrs. I'm talking about Martyrs. What are you talking about the Descent still?
Holy shit, Martyrs. I forgot about that movie. You know, they remade it.
They shouldn't have.
In not French, and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. They made some changes, and I'm a little foggy on it, but they made some changes to how it ends and how it progresses, and you lose the whole metaphor that the original movie has. And that's a thing that happens a lot in American remakes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially of, like, Japanese and Korean movies, because it's all, like, subtle storytelling over there. And they jam-pack, like, subtext into things all the time. But I assume American studios think that, like, the American audience is just retards. So they're like, don't bother, because they're not going to get it anyway.
Yeah, I mean... I do feel like I guess the moviegoers here on our half of the planet sometimes they don't want to work for the story.
They just want to be entertained.
Yeah, and then sometimes
go to the circus.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes that movie involves a boy who just poisons some family and you're like, what's going on the whole time?
There's always a reason.
I know, it's because he wouldn't bang his mom.
Isn't that unacceptable?
This kid's just trying to get his mom laid.
Yeah. She's got